Okay. Hello students, good morning everybody. Welcome back to the class. So the last class we have discussed about the historical backgrounds of local self-government in India. So in this last class we have discussed that the local self-government functioning in India since from the ancient time. Since from the ancient time during the period of Mughal Empire, Mauryan's Empire, when Mauryans were ruling in our country, okay, Guptas were ruling in our country, since the local self-government is functioning in our country, and this local self government was perfectly implemented in Chola Empire. Chola, we have discussed that in the southern part. Now this is the India. In the southern part of India, during that time there was a Chola Empire. At present Tamil Nadu, where the Tamil Nadu is located, in this the Chola administration and Chola Empire used to function. So they have also implemented the local self government in their village, and successfully it was functioned. Later we have discussed in the earlier classes that Lord Ripon, who revived the system when he became the viceroy. So after becoming the viceroy 1782 and 1784, during this period he implemented some act regarding the local self government, and he revived the system, and that's why he is called as the father of local self government. Okay, he completely revived the system. Okay, in India, after the British period, nobody have implemented the local self-government, but Lord Ripon, when he became the viceroy, then he implemented that local self-government in India. Okay, so after that, we have discussed about many rural development programs has been implemented. So most of the rural development programs has been implemented by the people, but so far the Jawaharlal Nehru have implemented community development program. So when he implemented the community development program and some other program which have not given successful result. Okay, now we will continue the topic, what happened after that. So later the government of India decided to appoint a committee which is called as Balwant Rai Mehta committee. So later the government wanted to appoint a committee. Why this committee was appointed? Balwant Rai Mehta committee was mainly appointed to know what are the main reasons for the failures of previous community. What are the main reasons for the failures of previous rural development program? So government have implemented many rural development program previously, but most of the rural development program under the period of Jawaharlal Nehru failed, and that's why the government of India have appointed a committee which was called as Balwant Rai Mehta committee. Okay, in the next class we will discuss briefly about it. So now generally Balwant Rai Mehta committee was mainly appointed. The main purpose of this committee was to find out what are the reasons for the failures of rural program. There are many rural programs which ambition is to develop the rural areas. There are some programs which are mainly implemented to develop the production of agriculture. But even though after implementing the programs have not given disastrous and the programs has not given fruitful result, the fruitful result we didn't got, and that's why at last the government of India decided to appoint a committee to find out what are the main reasons and what are the main causes for the failures of the previous rural development program. So this committee was appointed in 1957. Okay, this committee was appointed in 1957. Okay, this committee, what they have recommended, that if you wanted to develop the rural areas, first we have to set up the 3-tier local self-government. 3-tier system should be developed. So this committee have suggested that if to develop the rural areas, they have to develop the 3-tier system. One is they have to set up the Zilla Parishad at district level, Panchayat Samiti they have to set up at intermediate level, and Gram Panchayat they have to set up at village level. Okay, so they have to set up the 3-tier system. 3-tier system means this committee have recommended, Balwant Rai Mehta committee have recommended that they have to set up the 3-tier system. At district level, Zilla Parishad should be set up. So what is the functioning of Zilla Parishad? So Zilla Parishad will mainly take care for the development of district level. They will try to construct the roads, okay, hospital facilities, Okay, schools okay, they will try to develop the entrepreneurship, they will motivate the people to play a very new role. So they will motivate the people to participate in the entrepreneurs, take the risk and start their own business, construction of roads, construction of dams, encouragement of small scale industries. So everything is under the functioning of Zilla Parishad. So this committee have recommended 3-tier commission, Zilla Parishad at district level, Panchayat Samiti at intermediate level, and Gram Panchayat at village level. So main thing, if you see the 3 communities, they will administer the particular area, local area, they will try to administer and they will function perfectly. So they can able to collect the tax also. If what is the main source of these communities? Mainly from the tax. So they will collect the tax from the water. Suppose if they wanted to collect the tax from the water, they will collect the tax from the water. Okay, and other important areas they can able to collect the tax. And what are the main rules? Just now we discussed construction of roads, construction of bridges, water facilities, sanitation facilities, development of PHC, public health center, primary health center, development of hospitals, government hospitals, okay, construction of the hospitals in the local areas. So these are the development of schools, development of colleges, okay. These are the mainly functioning of this 3-tier system of government. Local self government is very important, because whenever there is any problem in the local areas, the local government can able to solve the problem. They can act quickly and they will solve the problem easily. Imagine that if there is any problem which arises in this area, local area. To solve this problem, if there is only one government, central government, understanding. So imagine there is a problem, water problem is here in the local area. So central government is lying in Delhi. To solve this problem, it will take lot of time. And that's why constitution what they have given, decentralized the power. From central government, the powers were decentralized into several offices. So due to the decentralization, what will happen? The local problems and local issues can be solved easily, and also local development also will take place easily, quickly. Everything will be done quickly. Local people, they know what are the problems and what are the resources, how to utilize the resources, how to solve the problems. Local people can able to solve the problem quickly. And that's why the decentralization of power have taken place. It means power we have distributed between central government, the power was distributed among the local areas, intermediate level, village panchayat, etc. So this is one point. So their main source of income is tax. They can get tax from pilgrimage, they will get tax from the water tax, and any other taxes they will collect. Okay, regarding some extra taxes also they will collect. With the tax only they will try to develop it. If they need a funds also to make for development, State Finance Commission is established in state level. Okay, State Finance Commission, what they will do? They will distribute the funds. So this State Finance Commissions was established in state level. So what is the main purpose of State Commission is, if the funds are required, if there is any funds which are required for the local government, so State Finance Commissions will distribute that funds. From state government, the State Finance Commissions will distribute that funds from consolidated funds of India. From consolidated funds of India, State Finance Commissions will distribute that funds to the local peoples according to the purpose of development. If they need income for the purpose of development, then State Finance Commissions, if they request, the State Finance Commissions will disburse the funds. So this is the functioning of local self-government. Development of village, construction of village, public health center, public libraries, maintaining of public parks, hospitals, okay, museum, government museum. So like that, these are the main functions of this 3-tier system of government. And also this committee have suggested that some funds should be given. Just now I said you funds. Whenever the government or when the 3-tier systems, local self-government, when they need any additional funds, so they can get funds from the state government. So this committee also suggested that to meet the administrative purposes, so this local self-government, they need various funds. So who should supply the fund? The fund should be supplied by every State Finance Commissions will supply on the behalf of state government. State Finance Commissions will distribute that funds from the consolidated funds of India. Consolidated funds of India we have already discussed. Okay, what is the consolidated funds of India? That is a fund that is also called as government bank, through which the government will get various income, and all the income will be deposited into that funds only, consolidated funds. From the tax, government will collect various tax, government will borrow the income, government will get income from the banks, international banks. So all these funds, where it will be deposited, consolidated funds of India. From that consolidated funds of India, state finance commissions will disperse that income to the local self government for their functioning. Okay, that is one part. Now government at last, what they have did, government have accepted and government has implemented the three-tier system. Government has implemented, first they have implemented in Rajasthan and then they have implemented in Andhra Pradesh. So at last the government have implemented that Balwant Mehta Committee. Okay, three-tier system was implemented. But first where they have implemented, first they have implemented in Rajasthan and second they have implemented in Andhra Pradesh. These are the two states. Even now I will go forward. Additionally, government has appointed some other commission also. After implementing that, government has appointed some other commission. One is called Ashok Mehta Committee and one is called LM Singhvi Committee. So these are the two committees which were established by the government later. So these committees, why they have established by the government? The government have established these committees to review the functioning of Panchayat Raj, to see that whether the following scheme which was implemented, the following three-tier system which was implemented in India, whether they are functioning well or not. And that's why the government of India have appointed to review the functioning, to see the functioning, whether Balwant Mehta Committee which recommended the three-tier system, whether that system which was being implemented, that was functioning well or not. That's why Ashok Mehta Committee and LM Singhvi Committee was mainly appointed. So the main purpose of this committee is to see, to review the function, whether they are functioning well or not. This is also one point. Next, at last, LM Singhvi Committee, what they have recommended, strengthening the identity and integrity. Integration challenge. I say to different groups of people when they are living together in one single country, that is called as integration. So LM Singhvi Committee have recommended to the central government to increase their identity and also integrity. At last the government of India have accepted. Later the government of India have finally passed the bill and the 73rd Amendment Act 1992. So at last by recommendation of LM Singhvi Committee, central government have approved the bill and they have made some following changes, and that is called as 73rd Amendment Act 1992. So local self government we can find in 73rd Amendment Act. In that some amendments were made by central government on the recommendation of LM Singhvi Committee. So at last what we have discussed here, we have discussed about the historical backgrounds of local self government. So government have implemented many schemes, government has implemented many plans, but most of the plans were not successful. During that time our first Prime Minister was Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, okay, and is the longest Prime Minister. When he was appointed as a Prime Minister, okay, he implemented many programs on 2nd October, okay, 2nd October Community Development Program and NESS, National Extension Service, okay. So the main purpose of this program is to develop the rural areas and also to increase the production of agriculture. But even though after implementing the schemes completely failed to achieve the result. At last again the government of India have to appoint 1957 a Balwant Mehta Committee. So this committee have recommended that the central government, if they wanted to develop the overall areas, they have to set up the three-tier Panchayat Raj system. Three-tier Panchayat Raj system means, in the sense, Jilla Parishad should be set up at district level, Mandal Parishad, Panchayat Samiti should be set up at intermediate level, and Gram Panchayat should be set up at village level. So what is the functioning of this three-tier system? To take care of the villages, supplying the drinking water facilities, sanitation, electricity, development of schools, development of public libraries, colleges, okay, maintenance of administrations, etc. And funds, then they require funds, okay. So the funds they can able to get, they can disperse the funds from, they can able to receive the fund from State Finance Commission. So state finance commissions will distribute that funds to the local self government to meet their expenses and administrative purposes they need funds. So state finance commissions will take that funds from consolidated funds of India on the behalf of state government and they will distribute to the local self governments. Okay. Apart from this, they can get any other source of finance, tax they can able to collect from the water, and they can get tax from the pilgrimage also. Next we'll go forward. Government have accepted and implemented this scheme. First it was implemented in 2 states. One they have implemented in Rajasthan and second they have implemented in Andhra Pradesh. Later again the government of India have appointed some other committee. One is called Ashok Mehta Committee and L.M. Singhvi Committee. These 2 committees, Ashok Mehta Committee and L.M. Singhvi committees, are mainly appointed to review the functioning of Panchayat Raj, whether the Panchayat Raj is functioning well or not. To review the functioning of Panchayat Raj system, so they have set up the 2 committees, Government of India, after Balwant Rai Mehta Committee implementing. So they have set up Ashok Mehta Committee and L.M. Singhvi Committee to review the functioning of Later the L.M. Singhvi Committee have made recommendation that the government should strengthen their identity and integrity. Integration must be strengthened. So on the recommendation of L.M. Singhvi Committee, Government of India have approved a bill and they made some changes. They made some changes in 1992 according to 73rd Amendment Act 1992 children's. So this is about the local system of the government. Okay. So children, will meet you in the next class. In the next class we will discuss briefly about Balwant Rai Mehta Committee, Ashok Mehta Committee and L.M. Singhvi Committee. Briefly we will discuss it. Okay. Thank you very much. We will meet you in the next class.